Hello everybody and welcome to a mod review spotlight. In today's spotlight we're going to be looking at Mythical Agriculture, which is almost an exact copy of Magical Crops if you're guys familiar with that. It supports Minecraft versions 1.10 and 1.11, and I'll show you guys how you get started with this and what you guys can do with it. It looks kind of exciting if you guys just look around. I really like it, so it's pretty cool. What's really interesting about this mod is, say you are tired of going diamond hunting or looking for redstone or looking for ores in your modded worlds. Say you need emeralds or say ender pearls. This is one of the best ways you guys can get these ores. And it takes a little bit of time at first, but if you have many mods, you can get this thing automated, and yeah, it's pretty good. So I'll set my game mode. I have it right now, I have it set to creative, but I'll just set it to survival for now, so you guys can see what this is all about. So to progress in this mod, the first thing you're going to want to do is when you're going mining, you're going to come across these shards, and they're going to be in the form of prosperity ore. What you do is take your pickaxe, you just break it, and they will reward you with prosperity shards, which is pretty cool. And I just have a chest full here, a bunch of them. You guys can see you get that from any pick. Doesn't really matter. I think you can even get it from wood, but just go ahead and start with iron. Another type of ore you'll come across, which is equally important to getting started, is Imperium ore. When you break this stuff, you get these items called Imperium Essence. Now, why is Imperium Essence important? Well, almost everything you will want to create has to deal with these essences. So for example, let's say we want to make diamonds. The first thing we want to do is get off cheat mode so I can show you guys what to do. And we will go look at Diamond Seeds recipe. Diamond Seeds requires tier 5 crafting seeds, which require tier 4, tier 3, tier 2, tier 1. And tier 1 you can see is crafted with these Inferior Essences. So it all becomes a big chain. 1 second, I want to set this to a day. So what it is you turn these Inferior crops into the next tier crops. So let me show you guys. So you use the Inferior crops to create this crop, and then you use this crop, which is made with the Inferior seeds, to make the next type of seed. However, you also have to make these essences, and these essences require the previous tier of essences. So I have a system over here. If we want to look at upgrading these essences, what you'll first want to do is make these infusion crystals. And what infusion crystals do is it allows you to wrap these items around it in this little square, and that takes 4 of these to create one of the next tier. And if we want to look at the recipe of these infusion crystals, it's not that bad actually. Infusion. So the cheap one only has 1,000 uses, but that will get you guys through it. That just requires 4 of the basic essences, 4 of those prosperity shards we looked at earlier, and a diamond. And 1,000 uses, that can go by pretty fast if you are doing this, if you have this automated, or if you have this automated, you'll run out quickly. And the Master Infusion Crystal has unlimited uses, but it's kind of expensive. It's the same recipe in regards to the Prosperity Stone and the Diamond, but it requires 4 of the Supreme Essences, which are just a pain to make. It's just, it takes 4 of these blue, which take 4 of these red, which take 4 of these green, which take 4 of these essences. So you get 1 of these is 4 of these. Okay, so let's look at this. To make the Prudentium, you need 4 Inferium. So you get, so it's 1. So 4 to 1, and it just gets higher. So at the end, I think it's about 4 stacks of the if I recall correctly, it's 4 stacks of the Inferium gives you 1 of the red, which is the Superium. So I also have this laid out in the crafting grids if you want to see. So 4 Inferium with either of those crystals in the center gives you the Prudentium. 4 of the Prudentium gives you an Intermedium. 4 of the Intermedium give you Supremium. And 4 Supremium give you a Superium. So what you guys might be thinking is, how do I speed up the process of acquiring these crops? Well, what you will want to do is, starting off, you'll be mining and you'll be getting the Inferium. Also, you can kill mobs, and when you kill mobs, they have a chance to drop the Inferium ore. Not the Inferium ore, but they have a chance to drop the Inferior Essence. But there has to be a faster way to craft that, right? Well, there is. Let me guys show you. You can craft the Imperium Essences using Inferior Crops. And to do that, I have this set up right here. All it takes is one of the basic seeds. Like in Minecraft, seeds that grow wheat. And you surround that bad boy with a bunch of Imperium Essences. And you get an Imperium Seed. And if you guys have ever played Magical Crops, if you stand on these crops, it damages you. And it was kind of annoying. In Mythical Agriculture, you do not need to worry about that. It's perfectly fine to stand on these crops, and nothing will happen to you. So you'll plant one of these, and when it grows, and you break it, I use right click. But when you break it, you'll get an essence back, and you have a chance to get another seed. So let me show you. I didn't get one there. I didn't get one there. But there is a chance to get one. I don't know the percentages, but you will get one. And you just do that over and over again until you get a farm. And once this farm's going, you just let them grow and you harvest them. You can automate this, of course, if you're using Ender.io. I'm currently playing in 1.10.2, so I don't have any other mods really good with automation. But Ender.io does automate this if you use the farming station, I believe it's called, and it works just fine. So let's talk about if you wanted to get to this red, because this red essence called the Imperium Essence is one of the biggest things you'll want to work up towards getting to. What I showed you back there with surrounding the seed around a bunch of the starting off essences still holds true to making these other crops. So you can see the Inferium is what we just looked at. We have the Prudent Inferium, we have the Intermediate Inferium, Superior Inferium, and the Supreme Inferium. And so to make these, let me guys show you. You have to take the previous tier, so the Inferium seeds, you wrap that around a bunch of the Prudentium essences, and you'll get a tier 2 seed. And remember that to make that essence, you just have to take that shard in the middle and put 4 of the Inferium around it to get this. So you'll need 8 times 4, 32 of these. I'm sorry, 32 of the Inferium essences to make one of these seeds. If my math is correct, which I'm hoping it is. If I'm wrong, please let me know and I will fix that. But yeah, and the same thing holds true here. When these grow, and these have grown yet, but when they grow, they have a chance to break another seed with them. So that's pretty cool. And you might not have noticed, when you harvest the ground here, you actually do not need a block of water in the middle. So that's pretty cool. You don't have to worry about water source. So there has to be a way to speed this up, right? Because this is pretty slow. I was working on this for a little bit before I started recording this, and these guys are growing super slow. Well, if you recall in Magical Crops, there are things called, I think they're called growth accelerators in there, but I don't remember. But in Mythical Agriculture, we have these things called growth accelerators, which are fairly cheap to make. They require 4 stone, 4 Inferium blocks, which is just the Inferium with all 9 tiles covered up, and a diamond. And what these bad boys do is, if you stack them on top of each other underneath the land, they will increase the growth. And I do have an example set up right here. So let me change my game mode here to creative, and we will show you. So this is 64 of those growth accelerators. This is an extreme example of what you guys can do. So that would just be 64 diamond to make one of these. But let me show you. These are already done. If I right click, watch this. This one's already at 57 and we just harvested these. This one is going pretty fast. And if we just wait here like a few seconds, like already 86. This one's 71, 71, 57, mature. See, I was like less than a minute. It's insane, guys. So let me come back down. It's easier to fall. And show you guys what you can do. So with those graphics editors, you saw how we could speed up this process. And that was amazing. And I noticed I have these diamond essences that I just picked up. I'll show you guys what those are for in a second. And I'll show you guys what you can do with fertilized essence as well. But what I wanted to talk about is stuff you can make that aren't ores, just using the essences themselves. There's some pretty cool stuff. The armor is pretty cool. So what they do is each of those essences, they allow you to make armor. And let me just show you. So if we go to Mythical, so here's the first set, the Inferior Hamlet. All these look exactly like you're just making a regular piece of armor, except they have these cores inside of them, and all the cores are the same for each tier. So you'll use 4 of these Inferior armor cores for the inferior boots, 4 of the Predentium armor cores for the 4 sets of the Predentium armor, and so on and so forth. And to make that, it's not too bad, it just really depends. To make this base essence ingot, which is pretty important, all you have to do is take iron and wrap that bad boy around 4 prosperity shards. So it's not too bad. And just, guys, go back to the chest here. The first set doesn't give you anything special. It gives you the armor bonus and armor toughness. However, when you start going to the second set, you start getting set bonuses. And set bonuses, you will only get it when you have all 4 pieces equipped on you. And so for the first set bonus you'll get is water breathing. Now say you get the intermedium set bonus, which would mean you have 4 pieces of the armor. You get the previous set bonus as well, which is awesome. So intermedium gets step assist and water breathing. If you use the Superium chest, not just the chest but the entire set, you take no fall damage, which is awesome. And what's even more amazing is if you make the Superium, you get flight, but you also get these charm slots. Now, before you guys go thinking that it's so easy to make Superium, it's actually not. If we look at it, you actually requires Wither Skulls and Nether Stars and a bunch of other resources like blocks of diamonds, emerald. So it's kind of insane, but it's kind of worth it, in my opinion. But what else is awesome is these slots called charm slots. And right now these are all empty. But I'll go over some of the charms and I'll tell you guys how they're installed. They're pretty easy. So we have this first charm here. It's called Jump Boost. And this can go on our boots. I'll use this as the example. So this only works on the last tier of armor. You simply take the boots and you want to go to a crafting grid. I should set my game mode to creative. Not creative, but game mode 0 survival. And so you just take the boots and you add that charm, and voila, in that jump slot you now have jump boost. So you don't need the entire set for the charms to work, which is kind of cool if you watch, but you will still take damage because keep in mind you have to have all 4 pieces to get the set bonus. So let me take this back off and we'll put this back in the chest and go some other ones. We have speed, increases movement speed. We have strength 2, which can go on your sword. We have strength, which can go on your chest or your sword, just regular strength. We have resistance, which can go to any of your pieces. We have absorption. We have night vision. We have wither resistance. We have anti-venom, and we have fire resistance. So that's not pretty cool, actually. And just look at that. Now, one other cool thing about the armor, I don't know if you guys notice, is the durability goes up significantly. 4200 durability is quite a lot of durability, and in almost anything it will last pretty well. Unless you're playing some pretty like interesting mods that deal like a lot of damage in some of the boss fights. But for your average like playing of Minecraft, it will be absolutely fine. Another cool thing is the weapons. Each of the essences, each tier of essences, there's 5 different essences, so each essence has their own weapons. They're all a little bit better than each other in terms of what they can do. But I'm just going to compare the Inferium versus the Superium. You get this sword with durability 500, and it has a 1.6 attack speed with 6 attack damage. But if we compare this to the fully upgraded sword, we get the same attack speed, 21 attack damage, and look at the durability, it's unlimited. It will never break. And so if we want to look at the recipe here for the sword, it's not at all that bad. It just requires the tool core, which is, I guess it's about the same as being bad as the armor. So maybe take back what I said. I didn't realize that the Nether Star was still in there, so yeah, it's still pretty expensive. But the tools themselves are good. If we just look over here at a JEI, we see durability 500. Next tier is 1,000. After that's 2,000, up to 4,000, and then unlimited. So that's really cool. Now, the last thing I wanted to show you guys, let me just change it today. And let me change my game mode. Well, I shouldn't keep it here. Is, I wanted to show you guys, when I was up there with the diamonds, I got this diamond essence. So, how does this work? Let's look at here. Let's look at diamonds. So to make diamonds, right here, it requires 8 of those essences. And if you put 8 of those into a crafting grid, I'll just use this crafting grid for example. If we take all 8 of these, we get a diamond. And so that's amazing. And if you guys want to look at some other things, let me just change my game mode real quick. Let's get up here to the top. And what is super amazing is how you can just automate almost anything you want. So let's say we want ender pearls. Ender pearls. We want these Enderman Seeds. Now to get the Enderman Seeds and a bunch of other seeds from like blazes, for example, you do need this special thing called chunk. And to get that, what you'll want to do is you can either do the expensive method of taking 2 of the, so you need 4, so you'll need 8 of the item you're wanting to create. So 8 ender pearls, because 4 times 2 is 8. And you'll also need to get a bunch of mob chuck from a zombie. So to get that, to get chuck, the only way to get that, so if we go to @Mythical Agriculture, I spelled something wrong. @Mythical Agriculture. Okay. Anyways, so what we want here is called the Sololium Dagger, which just creates 2 Sololium ingots and a mystical tool rod. To make that, you just have to take dust and smelt it. And to make dust, you just need soul dust and some Prudentium essence. And to get the soul dust, you just need some soul stone, which comes from soul sand and stone. And that's not too bad, honestly. And to get that mystical tool rod, you just need a stick around 4 prosperity shards. And so what you do is you take this dagger and you want to kill a mob with it. So let me cheat in this dagger real quick, and I can show you guys on these cows that I see lingering around down there. JEI, want cheating on true. We want the dagger. We'll put this stuff in there. Dagger. And let's go look at this. So the drop chance on some of these animals are pretty low, and some of these won't drop anything, but I'm pretty sure cow does. So let's look at cow. Come here, cow. Come here, cow. Come here, cow. Okay, we didn't get anything there. Okay, we didn't get anything there either. But you guys will get the example. If you kill the animal. Yeah, see, we got one here on the cow. We got Cow Chuck with a drop chance of 25%. I find that it's easier to use this tool on the thing that you want. So say I want Enderman. I prefer just taking the Sodolium Dagger and just attacking the Enderman with it and getting the pearls with it. I usually use like a very strong main hand weapon and get him almost dead, and then I'll finish him off with the dagger, which is a pretty good strategy, but you don't have to. Like I said, all of these things can also be crafted by just getting the zombie chuck and then using all of the essences in the past to upgrade that essence up to the chuck you want. But the only downside is you will need, say for the ender pearls, you will need 8 ender pearls to get that Enderman pearl seed, and say blaze rod, you'll need 8 blaze rods to get it. So that's pretty interesting, and it's all the same. If you remember up top, you just plant them down and you get it. So that's pretty much it. So this mod has a lot to offer. I'm pretty sure that we covered almost everything, but if there's something I missed, please let me know and I'll go over it. I really love this mod. And if you guys really like Magical Crops, then I will see that you guys will probably like this almost as much. I mean, I think Magical Crops had a little bit more to it, but this takes away a lot of the annoyances with it. Like, I did not enjoy Magical Crops having to, when you're first farming your plants, getting damaged, and so it's all automated. But I think you guys will enjoy it, and let me guys know what you think in the comments about this mod review if you guys like it. And I will see you guys next time. This is Ludwiggle, and see you guys later.